So a brand new Gods movie was just announced with attaching Ava DuVernay, who just directed A Wrinkle in Time. She's going to be directing the New Gods movie in the DC universe. But is it going to be actually connected with the DCEU? I'm going to be talking about all this stuff and to hear that a New Gods movie is actually coming out. So if you guys want to hear my opinions on this, make sure you guys definitely stay tuned. How's it going, Webheads? My name is Ryan Walsh, and if you guys like the DC Extended Universe or the DC Universe, whatever they're calling the new cinematic universe over there at DC, definitely consider subscribing to Webhead to get plenty of videos on all of the new DC movies that are coming up. Also, make sure you guys definitely turn on that notification bell so you guys can keep up to date with all my latest uploads. Make sure you guys definitely smash that like button if you guys like this video, and of course, comment below your thoughts. Are you guys excited for a New Gods movie? And do you guys think it'll be actually connected to the overall DCEU and like the Justice League and all that kind of stuff? Let me know down in the comments below. I want to hear all your opinions on this. But with all out of the way, let's get in the video, Webheads. So I cannot believe that we're actually going to be getting a New Gods movie. I thought that would never happen. This announcement actually came out of nowhere. I never thought that Ava DuVernay, like, who just directed, she actually directed Selma, like one of the, I'm pretty sure that movie won like an Oscar. At least it was nominated. I don't know if it won an Oscar or not, but Ava DuVernay, who also just recently directed A Wrinkle in Time. I personally did not see that movie because I had no interest in it. I thought it looked kind of bad in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, I just didn't want to waste my money on that because I know Pacific Rim's coming out and Ready Player One's coming out and Infinity War's gonna be coming out that next month, and I need to save my money because I want to see that like 5 times in IMAX. But anyways, Ava DuVernay just directed that Wrinkle in Time movie, and now she's actually being announced to direct the New Gods movie. So they're obviously developing a New Gods movie. Ava DuVernay is going to be doing that. I would not put everything on that though, because we have to really think about it like Warner Brothers has acted in the past consistently. Consistently, directors have signed on to do these standalone movies, and I have a feeling that this isn't going to be any different because DC is just kind of announcing movies right now. They're just announcing a bunch of movies like they've always done, just like the Joker standalone movie, just like the Batgirl movie, the Nightwing movie. Pretty sure those are canceled now, and just like the Batman movie. Where are all these movies? I mean, we hear about them getting developed, but we never hear about them actually being made. Like, we know Flashpoint, well, that is rumored to be actually filming in Vancouver, I'm pretty sure. Aquaman is definitely coming out. Wonder Woman 2 is definitely coming out. But that's all we really know of. I mean, we haven't really heard a ton about, like, say, the Green Lantern Corps. I heard, like, Tom Cruise was supposed to play Hal Jordan or something like that. That's a little weird to me, but at the same time, we haven't really heard about any of these movies. I mean, they've been keeping their mouths shut, but of course, they still are announcing movies. I don't understand how that works. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely excited to see a New Gods movie. I want to see a New Gods movie so bad. I want to see Darkseid, Apocalypse, Big Barda. I want to see her actually fight. I want to see Granny Goodness. I want to see the High Father, Orion, all the New Gods on New Genesis. I want to see all of that universe really put in there. And the thing is that I'm definitely questioning here is it going to be connected with the Justice League and say that's Steppenwolf that was in the movie? Is it going to be connected to anything with that, or is it going to be completely separate? I have a feeling that this is going to be completely separate. When you're signing on Ava DuVernay, I have a feeling Steppenwolf isn't even going to be in the movie. Steppenwolf isn't going to be mentioned or anything else. I think it's just going to be Darkseid, you know, Big Barda is going to be there in Apocalypse with Granny Goodness, and I think it's just going to be kind of what Star Wars is. I mean, if you really look at, like, say, the New Gods and Fourth World, that's all very much just like Star Wars. I mean, Orion is kind of that Luke Skywalker character, and his father is Darkseid, the big baddie, so that could be Darth Vader. You know, it kind of feels like that, and I feel as though that's exactly how it's going to kind of play out in the movie. It's going to be a lot like Star Wars, but at the same time, I have a feeling it's going to be completely disconnected from the DCEU. And that's of right now. I mean, honestly, as of right now, I kind of want it to be. I want it to be disconnected. I want them to do their own thing. But at the same time, I still want them to have that possibility that they can cross paths, that they can actually merge those two things, especially if the New Gods is successful and they do a really good job at that. I have a feeling that Ava DuVernay, I may have not seen Wrinkle in Time, but I know she did Selma. She did a really good job with that movie. And I have a feeling that she actually is going to do a good job with New Gods. I think she can do a really cool job with this. I think New Gods is kind of like that Guardians of the Galaxy in a way where it's kind of diamond in the rough, where a lot of stuff is really weird and people wouldn't usually think that they were going to do a movie like this. but there's a lot of content there. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the New Gods and make it really cool if they just actually put forth the effort. And the executives in Warner Brothers, this is what I'm really nervous about, just let Ava DuVernay do her own thing. If you let her do her own thing, it's gonna be totally fine. But I have a feeling Warner Brothers past, they're like, oh, you know what? Let's start, no, take that out of the movie. Just take that out of the movie. We want to be under 2 hours. Well, that doesn't really work with the movie. It doesn't matter. Take it out of the movie. We want this movie to be 2 hours long. And if it's 2.5 hours, well, you're gonna have to cut a half hour out, just like they did with Zack Snyder, and just like what they were doing with, I forget who directed Suicide Squad, but what they did with Suicide Squad. They wanted massive cuts to all of these movies, and it made absolutely no sense. And they did the same thing with Justice League as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they did that with Justice League as well. So I have a feeling that it's actually going to be completely separate from the DCEU, and I have a feeling that Ava DuVernay kind of is aware of what happened to previous directors. She's not a dumb director. She doesn't just take projects. She actually thinks about it. Obviously, she's really passionate about the New Gods if she wants to do a movie about them. So obviously, she's probably like, you know what? I'm gonna do my own thing, and it's probably like just like Patty Jenkins, where she's gonna be fighting for some footage to be in the movie. I have a feeling something like that's gonna happen. But at the same time, I feel like she signed on and was like, you're gonna let me do my own thing, and you're not gonna tell me what to cut and what not to cut. It is what it is. That's all it is. And you know, they probably found some agreement where Ava DuVernay kind of says what the runtime is, all that kind of stuff. I feel like that kind of happened with the movie. Because Warner Brothers just is so inconsistent with all the DC movies. I still blame the executives over there at Warner Brothers for ruining most of the DC movies than the actual directors. I feel as though Zack Snyder with Batman vs Superman, I saw the Ultimate Edition, I thought it was a little bit better. It wasn't perfect, but at the same time, I thought it was a little bit better. And that actually added on. It went from being a bad movie to being a okay, but like close to being good movie. That's how I felt about it. And I think that Justice League is still a good movie. I still really enjoyed Justice League. I don't see why everybody is up in arms about that movie. Suicide Squad, I think, is a whole load of garbage. Load of garbage. I think it's so bad. But I have faith in Ava DuVernay. I have faith that they're going to do a good job with, you know, Darkseid in this movie. That's something I'm very nervous about. But I think they'll do a good job with Darkseid, because if they screw up Darkseid, they screwed up the entire movie. He has to be the villain of this movie, and he has to be portrayed very intimidating, just kind of like Josh Brolin Thanos is. He has to be intimidating, he has to have a motivation, he has to be a really good villain. If he's not a good villain, the entire movie falls apart. I guarantee you that, and I really hope they just do a really good job with the New Gods. But I definitely am excited. I can't control my excitement for we're getting a New Gods movie. That's really cool. But and I think this one's going to be farther along than any of those other DC movies that are just in development hell right now. I think this one's definitely moving forward, and I don't think Ava DuVernay would actually sign on to this project if she didn't have confidence that she was actually going to be working on this movie next and getting that done. That's what I really think, and I think we can just get excited about this. Hopefully it's really good, but guys, let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think of this New Gods movie? Do you guys think it's a good idea, a bad idea? Let me know down in the comments below. I want to hear all of your opinions on this. Make sure you guys definitely smash that like button if you guys like this video. Of course, if you guys want more on the DCEU and the New Gods going forward, definitely consider subscribing to Webheads so you guys get plenty of videos on all that stuff. Definitely consider turning on the bell notification so you guys can keep up to date with all my latest uploads. But guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye-bye. Alright, Webheads, if you guys like this video and you guys want to see more, definitely consider subscribing right over here to Webheads so you guys get plenty more on the New Gods and the DCEU going forward. Definitely turn on that notification bell. Also, definitely check out my social media links in the description below so you guys can follow me on various social media networks and check out the 2 videos below me. I think you guys will really enjoy. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye.